The questions that I was asked this week in the comments on YouTube was about changing the part on a new topper. So someone purchased a new topper from Highline. Congratulations to her on that purchase, very exciting. But when she received the piece, it came with a middle part and she was like, I'm a side part girl. How do I move the part? Can I move the part? And the answer is yes. So that's the beauty of having a silk top topper. So one like this, you can part anywhere within that silk range. You can't do it in the wefts. Actually, this one's hand tied. These are less frequently found today. It's an older one. It needs a color refresh. So I'm just using it for this purpose. And it was a wavy topper. So that's why it's looking a little frizzy. But so yeah, you can totally do that with a human hair or a synthetic piece for that matter. So a couple things that you're gonna need. You don't need a canvas block, but it's certainly helpful. And I have one linked on Amazon, and I also have the stand that I'm using. I have one that attaches to my counter, but I much prefer this one because I can get it to my height. So you're gonna want to either put this on your own head or put it on somebody else's head, put it on a canvas head, and pin it into place. So you want to avoid puncturing the silk here. That's pretty important, is keeping your T-pins, if you're going to use T-pins, away from there. Of course, if you're brand new to toppers, you probably don't have any of these supplies. So that's okay, just plop it on your head. That's totally fine as well. And I'm going to put, because this is hand tied and I don't want to ruin the hand tied bit, I'm going to put my T-pins through where the clips are on the inside of the cap, right there, because I want to do minimal damage to the piece. So I've got my pins in, and now I have to decide where I want the part. So definitely customizing the part when you first get a piece is probably the best way, in my opinion, to getting it feel like your hair. If you're not a center part girl and it comes with a perfectly straight center part, that is going to feel way off for you. You need to get that side part in. If you are a center part girl, keep the center part. Maybe you want to consider moving it around a bit so it's not one perfect straight line. Some people love that look, and it does look really good, especially when you see it in the sales pages. Like, it looks really awesome, but it may not feel normal to you. So don't be afraid to change it up. Okay, so a couple more things that I'm going to need: a comb and a spray bottle of water. Excuse me. I have hard water at home. We live in a rural area that has city water, and the water has tons of minerals in it, so it would be rough on my human hair pieces. So I buy filtered water to wash my pieces in. It sounds really extra, but it's actually my husband who does it for me. He was like, this is crazy, I'm getting you proper water. So spray bottle with water, a comb, maybe a brush, and a hairdryer is all you're gonna need to do this. So this one's already got a side part in her because I'm a side part kind of girl. But I'm gonna go ahead and move this to become more of a center part. So she's a little knotted and in need of a wash. So maybe this is gonna be, maybe I shouldn't have picked this piece, but here we go. Yeah, she's a little knotted. So I'm just going to take the comb, do a part like you would do if this was, your own scalp or somebody else's scalp. Move it over to where you would like the part to be. Now, this is where my new wig sister had a hard time, because she said the part isn't staying down where I want it to stay. So all you're gonna do, maybe I'll make it even more exaggerated, is once you have it where you want it, you're gonna spray it down with water, just like you would have to do if this was your own hair, right? You're not gonna be able to change your part halfway through the day after you've blow dried it in one direction. So I'm gonna brush it over and then I'm gonna spritz it. Trying not to get the camera as I do this. So I'm just gonna spray it down and comb it through. It would be helpful if I was doing this from the front, actually. Maybe that's a bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna brush it into the direction that I want that part to ultimately go. Just like that. Now I'm making it almost like it's not even a center part. I'm making it a part that's on the other side, but that's okay. And then once I have it where I want it, I just blow dry it in place. So I won't do it all right now just because that's going to take up a ton of camera time unnecessarily. But that's all you have to do to change the part. You can even leave it wet if you want. It'll dry naturally in place. The other thing that you might want to consider, and this can help as well, silk top toppers tend to fall forward. They're very heavy in this area. So if you want to have a natural lift to it so that it looks a little bit like it's coming out of your head, you can use a round brush to work those pieces back. So then you can just blow dry it. And I took the pin out of this one. So I should put the pin back in. It's really hard to work with this pin though, isn't it? It's really hard to work with this pin because I want to brush the hair back. So then I just take my round brush and work the hair back this way. And if you do that while it's wet, I promise you, you'll end up with a natural lift here. And so instead of it falling flat across the face like I have this one right now, it'll lift up. Now I actually like mine to swoop down because I feel like it conceals my very thin hairline. But if you have a stronger hairline, then I would definitely encourage you, or use fibers, I would definitely encourage you to use some water and a round brush to really pull that back off the face. And then once it's on your head, it's going to look like it has a lot of natural lift and natural volume. So hopefully that helps. This is not the most pro video, but that's how you change the part. It's that simple. Make it your own, and I promise you will feel so much better about going around town your first few times in your new topper. It's such an exciting time, but it's also really scary. So don't be afraid to play with it, especially if it's a silk top. You can't really hurt it. So don't be scared. I promise it's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. And you'll feel a lot more comfortable once you just start playing with her and treating her like your own hair, because she is your own hair now.